everyone, and I am so delighted to say that I'm going to be one of the co-hosts of March Mystery Madness this year. I was so honored when Elizabeth from LizziefayeLovesBooks asked me to join as a co-host, and here I am, and I just cannot wait to dive into some wonderful mysteries. And I will link, there is a list of the hosts in the description box. So there's a whole lot of wonderful channels, and links are all there for you to check everyone out. And I know everyone's going to be participating in different ways. Janelle is going to be having kickoff reading sprints on her channel on February 28th. And it's just going to be a really fun, festive time. And I'm planning on, last year was the first year I kind of balanced middle grade March and March Mystery Madness. So I felt ready this year to take on the challenge of being a co-host, and hopefully we will just have a lot of fun together. Now, the theme for March Mystery Madness this year is spring cleaning, and there are 4 prompts. These prompts are completely optional if you want to. If it will make it feel more fun and more of a challenge for you, then you're welcome to do the prompts. But if you just want to participate, all you have to do is read one mystery, some book with a mysterious element in it, and you have participated in March Mystery Madness. So the 4 prompts to do with spring cleaning are messy, lather, rinse, repeat, which is, I just think, so fun. When I heard these were the prompts, I thought it's perfect for March, and everyone is ready for spring to be here. So I think it's such a fun idea for these different prompts. So the first one with messy is, it could be the personal life of the sleuth is a bit of a mess. It could be, this is going to be in a lot of mysteries, they come and there's a messy situation, and they have to figure out how to kind of unravel all of the different loose threads and to figure out who had done it in most of them. And then for the next one, lather, read about a cop or a detective who is cleaning up. And I should jump back though, because I do have a couple recommendations for each prompt. So for messy, I want to suggest Agatha Raisin, because her personal life is a bit of a mess. And she just doesn't have things figured out, even in middle age. And tremendously doesn't have things figured out. I'm not talking about the deeper questions of life. I'm talking about her relationships are always a mess, and she doesn't really know what she wants. And then the next one I want to recommend is the Inspector Wexford series by Ruth Rendell. I love this series, and Inspector Wexford always has to, there are sometimes very twisted, interwoven lives that the different, moving parts to the cases that he's working with. So he has to kind of make sense of everything that he's sifting through. The next prompt, lather, is read about a cop or a detective who is cleaning up. So one option that I thought could be fun, and that's taking it literally, is the Mrs. Jeffries series. And this is a Victorian historical mystery series, and Mrs. Jeffries is a maid, and she is basically solving the crimes, but she is a maid to an inspector, and so she kind of pushes him in the right direction and makes him feel like he's solved the cases. And then the other one that could really fit for this is the Gamache series by Louise Penny, because there is a lot of corruption in the Sûreté department, and he is really working on cleaning that up. It takes many, many books to do that, but I just highly recommend that series. And then the next prompt of rinse, read something on the cozier side of things, or read a classic mystery. And that I think is kind of the category that I'm really going to lean into during March Mystery Madness. I have kind of a pile of possibilities, which I will get into. And I think Maisie Dobbs is a series I recommend to so many readers. It's a historical mystery series. The writing is very captivating, and there's always unique kind of aspects and fallouts of World War I and World War II that Jacqueline Winspear manages to find a unique angle. For one instance, there's a victim who he works on he's a cartographer, and he does this for the war effort. And so just something you wouldn't think about as an aspect of the war. that's, not on kind of the forefront of your mind. And then I'd also love to recommend the Brother Cadfael series by Ellis Peters. This is just an incredibly immersive historical mystery series, and you're following Brother Cadfael, and he really wants to make a difference in the world. He wants the lives of others to be better around him, and it really shows. And then the last prompt of repeat is pretty self-explanatory. It is reread a book or read a book by an author that you've read before. So don't really have recommendations for this because everyone has read different things. So I think those prompts are really fun. They're a great launching point. And now I will tell you about my pile of possibilities. Now, I will say that I host a mystery readathon in December called Cloak and Dagger Christmas, and I've mentioned it a couple times, so I'll stop talking about it after this, but it really was not a great reading experience for me. I had several duds, several DNFs, and not really, I don't think, a single mystery that I just absolutely loved. And I'm hoping that, the springtime is here, March Mystery Madness is coming, and it will bring some freshness and vivacity into my reading life. But also to ease myself into it, I'm reading some books that have mysterious elements, but aren't your typical whodunit. So I will tell you about my pile. The first is A Shot in the Dark, a Constable Twitten mystery by Lynne Truss. I heard about this series from Janelle at Too Fond of Books, one of the March Mystery Madness co-hosts, and it is supposed to be very humorous. It's set in 1950s in Brighton. I don't think I've ever read a mystery series set in Brighton, so the seaside setting, I really love the concept of that. I think there are 4 out in this series so far, so I really like that, I have more to get to, but not an overwhelming number. And it just seems like it could be a breath of fresh air, breathe some new life into my mystery reading this year. Number 2 is The Mysterious Howling. And so also I'm doing some overlapping with middle grade March because that is a readathon I very much look forward to every year. And this is the first in the Incorrigible Children of Ashton Place. I think that's the name of it. I think it's kind of magical realism, and these children are at an orphanage, and there's just lots of mysterious elements that they're trying to figure out and make heads or tails of. It just seems like a middle grade series that many, many readers love, and I am looking forward to giving it a try. Number 3 in my pile of possibilities is To Treasure an Heiress by Roseanna M. White. So this is a romantic suspense, like Christian romantic suspense book. And it's the second in the, what is the series? The Secrets of the Isle series. So currently I'm listening to and absolutely loving The Nature of a Lady. And it is set on the Isle of Scilly, which is off the coast of Cornwall, and just looks so beautiful. And what I love is it's one of those kind of meshed up books. So there are some romance elements, but then there are also some mysterious elements, things to do with pirates and treasure that are being hinted at in this book, but I think it's unpacked even more. And I think there are 4 out in the series so far, maybe 3. But either way, I'm very excited to continue in the series, and I thought it has some mystery elements with the treasure, so I'm going to count it for March Mystery Madness. And number 4 is The Pear Affair by Judith Eagle. This is another middle grade, and it is about a girl whose nanny goes missing. And I think it all takes place in Paris. And so she goes on an adventure to try to find her missing nanny, and it sounded so engaging, and I wanted to try it. And then continuing on in the middle grade theme is Hunters of the Lost City by Kaylee Wallace. This is one I'm going in a bit blind, but I know there are many mysterious elements to this and the Lost City, and I think they're trying to find the Lost City. So again, I am branching out a little bit from some of your typical whodunits just to ease myself back into this. And then next, I'm hoping to read a Phyllis Whitney, and I'm hoping to be reading one with Bree. Her page is unabashedly Bree on Bookstagram, and she is so lovely to do buddy reads with, and we love Phyllis Whitney. So hopefully we can figure out a Phyllis Whitney to read together. So Phyllis Whitney wrote romantic suspense novels, and they are just so fun and escapist, and they're always at a picturesque location. So there's a few that I'm thinking of, and actually, let's see, I own 2 of them that I'm thinking of. Hold on a second. Okay. Woo. Okay, I got them out. Nothing fell. So the first is Rain Song. Hollis Sands has never gotten over her husband's death. Hollis finds sanctuary in Cold Spring Harbor at Windtop. She begins to put the pieces in place, but strange and frightening things keep happening. Voices sing the rain song she wrote for Ricky. Guitars play from nowhere. And instead of a sanctuary, Windtop has become a trap. So no matter what happens, Hollis is determined to search out the truth. But she does not know how close to death she is. That one sounds compelling. And then there is Rainbow in the Mist. And in this one, Christie Lauren is a famous psychic, and she flees to the Blue Ridge Mountains and the reassuring presence of her Aunt Nona. And mysteries await her there surrounding a writer's death and the disappearance of her enigmatic cousin, Deirdre. And then I can't remember the name of the other one that I asked Brie about because there are several available on audio, and Anna Fields is the narrator, and I love her narration so much. She sounds like a character on a Murder, She Wrote episode. Okay, all right, I have sudden inspiration. I'm going to add a Murder, She Wrote book to my pile of possibilities. I just realized, wow, I had completely forgotten. It was on a Cloak and Dagger Christmas TBR, and then I forgot, and I want to make that happen. Okay, because I love Murder, She Wrote. And then the next one is Martha Grimes, The Man with a Load of Mischief. So Martha Grimes is one of those very iconic mystery authors that I hear so much about, but I have not read her myself. I want to fix that. And I think they are kind of your typical classic whodunits, and I will let you know what I think of it if I get to it. Then several series that I would love to read another from them. The first is Lady Darby. I love this series that's set kind of in between Regency and Victorian era. We're creeping towards the Victorian era. She's a widow, and there is some romance involved, and it's in Scotland, and just a really iconic setting. Then Evil Under the Sun or The Hollow by Agatha Christie. So I might read both. I might pick between one. I've very slowly been going through the Poirot series for years now. And I think I was kind of off-put because the last one that I read was The Five Little Pigs, and I was really, really bored. And so there definitely have been some duds for me with the Poirot series, but the ones that I love, I really, really love. And so I know I will continue to read all of them, except for I don't know if I'm ever emotionally going to be ready for Curtain. I watched the TV episode of it, and it just destroyed me emotionally. And then lastly is Maisie Dobbs. I love this series so much. I'm very attached to the characters, and I just find it to be such a moving series. So there you have it, the prompts for March Mystery Madness, and then my pile of possibilities. Please let me know if you are planning on participating, if you think you will kind of work with the prompts or just kind of freestyle throughout March Mystery Madness. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day and that we all find some new favorite mysteries in the month of March.